Hey everyone, welcome back to the JavaScript course. So in this video, we'll be exploring about JavaScript data types. And if you find this interesting, let's get started right away. So in this video, we'll be exploring about JavaScript data types. So inside my VS Code, I've opened up my index.html file, style.css file, as well as my script.js file. So there is some basic boilerplate code inside the index.html file and some basic styling inside the style.css file and a basic console.log message inside our script file. Okay. So now let's start understanding about different types of JavaScript data types. Okay. So first let's write down each one of them. So first one is the number. We have the number. We have a boolean. We have the object. We also have the arrays, and then we have the strings. So these are some of the important JavaScript data types that we need to look into. So first one, let's say we have the number, right? So let's initialize a number variable. So const number equals to 20. Okay, so JavaScript can hold different kinds of number, that is normal numbers as well as decimal numbers. So const number 2 equals to, let's say, 20.55. Yeah, so these are two kinds of numbers we are passing, that is we are initializing to the number variables. So in the second case, that is line number 10, we are initializing the value with that is a decimal value. So yeah, we can give decimal value as well. So if you can look into other languages like C and C++, we had something called as float for decimal value. Over here, we are just going to use the three kinds of variable itself, but it is going to take the float value as a number itself. Okay. So now let's come back to the strings. So let's say const string, or let's say const first name equals to Sachin, and then const second name equals to Tendulkar. Okay, so pretty much on line number 12 and 13 we are initializing two strings. So this is about the second data type. Okay, so let us just add those two values. So const result equals to, we're just going to say first name plus a basic space and then the second name, and we're just going to console.log the result. Okay, so let's go back to our web page and then check our console. Yeah, so as you can see, it's actually concatenating the two values that we had inside of two variables. Okay, that is Sachin Tendulkar. So that is the reason we're getting that result. So now next move on to the next one, that is, let's say, the boolean. So boolean is essentially the value of true or false. Okay, so let us initialize some values and then let us understand it. So let's say const x equals to 10 and then const y equals to 8. Okay, let us console.log if the value of x equals to y. Let's keep it to 10 and let's check our output. Yeah, so as you can see, we are getting the value as true. Okay, so because the value of x and y equals to 10. So that was it about the boolean. So let's move on to the next one, that is arrays. So arrays is essentially a group of items that is present. So let us initialize const cars equals to, let's write all the company names. Let's say, for example, okay, so pretty much the cars is an array which consists of several different types of cars. Okay, so let us console.log. So there are several different array methods that we need to look into. We'll be looking into it in the coming video. So let's console.log. Yeah, so as you can see, we have three items inside our cars array. That is, the first item is Maruti, BMW, and then Porsche, and the length is going to be 3, as we have three items inside our cars array. So that was it about the array data type. So that's the way you initialize the array with the square bracket, and then we write all the values separated by a comma. So now let's look into the object. So let's say const person name. So object is essentially the name value pairs that we have, which is also separated by a comma. So the first attribute inside the object is going to be a name. Let's say we have a first name for the particular person. So first name, say Virat, and then let's say second name. Okay, Kohli. Okay, so let's say age and then 32. Okay, so pretty much this is an object. Okay, so this is the way you initialize an object that is inside the curly braces. We have the first name, so this is known as the name, and then over here after writing a colon, we are giving the value for that particular name. So second one, we have the second name and the value is going to be curly, and we have the age, it's going to be 32. So let's say we want to access the name Virat, right? So firstly let us console.log our object and let's see what exactly it looks like. So let's come back to our console. So as you can see, it's pretty much in curly braces and it contains all the values that we have given inside inside our JS file. So let's say we want to access the first name. So it is going to be accessible with the help of the dot operator that we have. So as soon as I press the dot, you can see the suggestions coming up. That is, if you want to access the age, the first name or the second name. So let's access each one of the values and let's see the result. Okay. So this is gonna be second name and the third one is gonna be age. So now we're gonna get singular values, that is Virat Kohli, and then 32 in several different lines. Okay, so that is the way how we access variables inside of, how we access the object data inside of a particular object, right? So now next we'll be looking into the type of operator. Okay, so for that reason, let's just console.log the values. So let's say console.log, you're going to say type of, and inside the value for the first property I'm going to pass is the number. Whatever we have initialized until here, that is until 9 to 24, we are going to give the value and then let's see what is the result. So of course the type of number should be a number. Yeah, so there you go, this is the number data type, so it's showing us correctly. So let's see what will we get if we write number 2. Is it a decimal or it's going to be a number? It is still going to be a number. Let's check that out in the console. Yeah, so it is still a number even if we give a decimal value also. So now let us console.log the type of first name. So let's do that. So over here first name is pretty much a string, so we're going to get the type of first name is going to be string. Yeah, so there you go, we are getting string as the output. So the same thing is going to go for the second name as well. And next we want to do is, okay, let's initialize this to a value. So const value equals to x equals to y. Okay, so let's remove the console.log and then let us check the type of value. Okay, so over here let us write value and let's see what exactly is the result. So it should be either true or false. It should give us boolean, right? That because we are checking the type of value. So let's go check that out. Yeah, so as you can see, we are getting boolean in the console. That is another data type. And next we have cars, right? So let us console.log cars. So let's see, it should give us an array. As you know, it is not going to give us an array because it is going to give us an object, because the type of the type of array also is going to give us an object in JavaScript. That is actually weird, but that is how it is. That is how it exactly works. But if you give for the person name, it's going to get it's going to give us object itself. So let's give person name, it's going to give us object itself. But one thing that is weird is, even if you give the type of cars, that is actually an array, we are not going to get an array, it's going to give us an object. That is really weird in JavaScript, and that is how exactly it works, right? So we have explored about the number, boolean, object, arrays, as well as strings, and then we have also looked into the type of operator. And yeah, we have taken up different examples, and then we have covered all the data types, I guess. So I think that's it for this video. Let's see you in the next video, and then thank you for watching.